Alright guys, welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. So, I believe this is the final main quest, in the main game anyway. We do still have the 2 DLCs. But Memories of the Ancients. I have done as the Delegan advised. I have been carried safely into the depths of Breath Amen, with the blessing of the gods, who would have me stop Theos before he sends the souls of Deerwood's Hollowborn to be consumed by his goddess Woodica. Whether or not that happens, we would seem to have unfinished business, and I need to find him as soon as I can. The whispers in my mind are louder now, and no amount of rest is any relief. By the time I reach him, I may be as lost as Merwald was. So, possibly by the end of the game, we're gonna be dead. Or something. So search for Theos. The souls given to me by the gods have illuminated a path through the darkness of this place. Theos lies somewhere ahead. Okay, before we start, we have 2 conversations and a level up, so.
We've been lied to. Our whole lives, and many lives before that. And it's led us to put our faith in a pantheon of gods that never deserved it in the first place.
People need something to believe in. The gods, however they came to be, have served that purpose.
I'm surprised to hear you say this. It seems that much harm comes from imposing authority where perhaps none is needed. We've seen the atrocities that members of the Leaden Key have committed without even understanding why or for whom they act.
For once, the half-souled elf is right. To live in ignorance is to allow the gods to have their way with us.
I've also been thinking. There won't be much left of Theos by the time you're done with him, if I know how you operate. That will leave the Leaden Key headless. Perhaps it's best it stays that way.
I agree.
Then let's face Theos. When this is all over, I'll make sure that no one is able to commit his abuses again.
Alright, then we got Eater.
Well, doesn't that just beat all? Here I was, wondering all this time whether all these terrible things were people's fault or the gods. Turns out they might be the same thing. Wonder how things would have gone different 15 years ago if the Raid Sarens had been told their god was made in some forge or kiln someplace. Would we still have gone to war?
People were starving. It was their god who made them believe they were right. Yeah, they were starving. They'd have rebelled sooner or later.
I could see the rebellion still happening, but I don't know that they would have invaded. I don't know. When Woden left for war, we, had a fight. As brothers will.
What about?
About him going off to war. He was set on it. My parents warned him. They said you get a new country with every trip across the border, but your god, you only get the one. Me? I didn't know who was right. All I knew was I didn't want him to go. It's the same for families as it is for gods. You only get the one. I said every vicious thing I could think of, trying to change his mind. He brushed it off. Just got me madder, of course, him being so calm. He said I should come with him, but he'd understand if I didn't want to. I told him he'd better be able to face his god one day and answer for what he'd done. He said he'd keep that in mind. And then, he was gone. By the time I'd cooled off, months had passed. One morning it dawns on me that my brother always knew better than me. If he was so sure of what he was doing, then I should be there with him. I packed my things and was on the road that same morning. Of course, what I didn't know then was he'd already changed his mind. By that time, he was dead on that field.
Do you think he went to Waidwen because of what you'd said to him?
Crossed my mind. You live in a place like Gilded Vale. You don't have a whole lot else to do other than think about things you don't want to think about. I hope that wasn't it. I hope he went there because it's what he thought was right. But it seems I'm not meant to know.
So if you left with him, you'd have known why he changed his mind.
If I'd have left with him, we'd both be dead, so... I don't know why I bothered thinking about it. I found my own way in the end, and it wasn't my brother's and it wasn't my God's. Don't know if it was right. But I couldn't abide what Wydwin was doing to his own. God or not. I don't regret it. Whether Wydwin was Eothas, well, it hardly seems to matter after what we just heard. And all these questions I've been trying to figure out. I think I just miss my brother.
Let's be on our way.
Still one more mess we gotta straighten out. Come on then. I still owe you one.
So, it's weird. I'm getting only sound in one ear. I don't know why. Oh, okay. I just had it really low. Alright, so Kana has his level up. Let's go more into survival so he can survive. Okay, let's see. What did we want? Oh, this is a different one. Okay. Let's see. Gurnek's beast lit the night with his breath. It calls down a drake from the skies to fight for the party. Yes. Summons two fearsome ogres to fight for the party for the duration. Yes. Revives allies in the area of effect with a small amount of endurance. Oh god. These are all so good. Attacks enemies in 7 directions around the chanter with bolts of freezing ice. That's a good amount of damage. Empowers allies in the area of effect with bonuses to dexterity, perception, and intellect. Empowers allies in the area. So, this one, and this one. It requires 5 phrases. Okay, so they all require 5 phrases. This is some good damage. I would like to know how much damage that the Drake and the ogres do. Now, see, this will get them up. It says with 63.5 endurance. God, that is so little, and that barely gives them enough time to... It doesn't give them enough time to do anything if they're down, because usually they'll go down right again. Let's go with the Drake. Okay. Tunes us to the natural world. I really don't know what to get here. Let's get that.
Following your lead.
So now... Let's look at his okay, so that third one is right here.
What is it?
I don't know what this is. Alright. The hell, we can't go... I can't go further down.
As you wish.
Even my Stelgar eyes can't see in this darkness.
They won't see me coming.
Huh. We got a ring. I guess not. Said ring of searing flames. Huh. Weird.
Full of surprises, aren't you?
Look at that. A city to put all others to shame.
Yes.
And long lost.
Incredible! I knew the builders could work wonders, but this is amazing!
Can you do that again? I had something in my eye. I missed most of it.
Oh, so let's look at the map now. It was that area that was already opened up for us for some reason. Ooh. We should be able to handle this without much
Yes?
trouble. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes. I'll see what I can find.
Oh, I think, are they vessels as well? Because if so, we can get Durance. That's a spirit. For some reason, I feel like that's also a vessel.
Alive? I need some shot. This isn't working! Not even slowing it down!
That's
Well,
Topaz. Ooh. See that? Yep. Shadow Drake. Oh no. Oh no. Whoops. So hold on, let me look up something really quick. I want to look up what a vessel really is. That did, oh, okay, right here. Well, it's none of these. Okay, vessel. So an animat. Okay, so spirits are not vessels. Gotcha. So that does not really help me at all. Wow, damn, that sucks. Honestly, I thought they were. Okay, so then you go ahead. Okay, that just regenerates it. Oh, we needed to camp. Damn. Well, this might suck. Oh no, wait, I need to... Oh, we can't. I was gonna say, give everybody some health, but, yeah. Damn it. Why can't I use it on the Drake? I want to use the damn pig one. Everybody was immediately frightened. So that's good. Good. It's good to be afraid.
This isn't working!
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, was he really immune to that? Come on.
Hey.
Like good and rough. That's helpful.
Bring them down even more down!
Blood makes the grass. Ah!
Our Drake is cool.
On the hunt.
I'm glad I chose it.
As you wish.
Minor bracers of deflection, it said we got, but we got nothing. Oh, right here. Then where's the hell is that ring? Am I really blind? Oh, it's right here. I'm blind. Grants combusting wounds. Aloth has that. We could give it to Eater. But he's got some stuff. Like, does this stack? Because if it doesn't stack... Oh, that's deflection. Okay, we'll take deflection off then. And give him this ring. Where are the bracers? +5 deflection. And the bracers go on up there. +2 to might. You know what? Aloth might. Okay. So really just Haravis and Durance still need more than just one thing. Let's go ahead and save it. Let there be light. Well, shit. Alright, so I got 1. It's like 2, so 3, 4, 5. Let's see, where is Kana? He's right here, so go ahead, you can attack him. Eater. Let's have you go over there. Okay, no, it was just 1. Oh, hi. You know, I didn't see you there before. Okay. You know, actually, whoever's working on these guys, just go ahead and keep doing it. Because where is Eater? Oh, Eater's right here, okay. Yeah, keep working on the Drake then. Let's see. Whoa. Wow, those spikes just destroyed Aloth.
Cossack Worthen!
His thing only hit one person because they all moved, so that kind of sucks.
This isn't working!
Need to try something.
Oh, I'm 10!
That didn't work. Need to try something else.
This isn't working! Beyond sea alive! Baru beyond sea! Well, no! Stand still!
This one is crazy. None of Durance's things seem to actually work on spirits or animals. And without these two guys, it's really difficult because he's in the air and everything. I feel like it's hard for some of these guys to get to the Drake because it's flying. I'm not 100% sure of that though. Well.
Need something?
Don't even. Reluct.
Okay, so he's already summoned those things.
Nevaru beyond sea.
Okay, it's down to 1, but unfortunately, Eater's about to go down.
But Nevaru beyond sea.
Oh, wood skin, that's what it is. Oh shit.
Hey,
There's a lesson to be taught.
Oh shit. Eater's down and it's like 3 of our weaker guys.
But yeah. Sucker. Where they made Ansawu. Well, hello. Hello?
We're resting. Okay. I feel like Kana's Drake there kind of it didn't do much. Okay, so this is the place that was already lit up. We can keep going around. But there's also a door right here. Save again. More spirits. This looks like possibly a self-contained room, or it goes into these, I'm not sure. Again, Aloth over here, Eater, Bear.
Yes?
Okay.
Yes. Much for you.
Oh my.
So much for you.
Okay, so that attack for him is very, you have to be very close. While he was here, walked over here instead of right there. Bad pathing for the AI.
Need to try something else!
Stand still.
Need something? I'll chew the gristle off your skull!
That wound looks fatal.
Kill them all. Bigger chance. The rest of us. Rock 10.
Little late guy.
As you wish.
Okay. That was really just a fight for that scroll then. As we can go right here. Go ahead and quick save. Exceptional wand. I think though the guy's using the wands. Well, he has a fine wand. He has a Eula blah 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 wand. Where's our exceptional wand? Right here. 13 to 20. 11 to 18. Freezing lash, interfering, and fine. This one doesn't really have damage and accuracy. You also have an exceptional wand. Corrosive lash, exceptional because I think we upgraded his. 11 to 17. Yeah, here we go. Now can we enchant it? It has quality for exceptional, which does... what? Accuracy and damage, okay. Can't do it, can't do it, okay. We need stuff. Okay, so either down here or in this door. Let's go in the door first. We'll quick save again. I think we'll go down the walkway. Oh, okay, the walkway is broken right there. So that's the only way? Yes. Okay.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Okay, so we can't go across there. Looks like this ends here, and we go down. And then like that. Okay. I'm surprised, nothing hidden, no traps anywhere. Potion of Bulwark against the elements. What is that? Plus 15 damage reduction to burn, shock, corrode, and freeze for 1 minute. Who would need that? Also, I want to use these damn traps, but I'm not sure I can. Or not, I'm not sure I can, I'm just not sure that Oh, spirit shield. Oh, okay, I thought that was maybe for spirits. Major endurance. Let's give someone that instead of minor. Plus 20 to all defenses. See, I feel like having all these scrolls in here so that we don't have to constantly use our powers or our you know what I mean, it can really help out. Cause I feel like we're about to have a big fight against fear. That one might help. Attack speed and endurance, that would be good probably for Eater. The only thing that really sucks is we can only hold these, and let's see, he has minor recovery. Okay, so we don't actually need this. Instead, let's give you the major regeneration, take out the minor. Let me just clean up my inventory really quick. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to see is if this mace... Oh yeah, he's... Oh damn it. I accidentally switched to him using the mace. Maybe that's why he wasn't killing things as fast. I wish I could like double click and it just goes in the inventory or something, instead of just dragging it the whole time. I don't think we need this many Tanglefoots. Man, see, this would be cool if, oh, intellect. But see, then we... See, that quest, I don't even know, because... You have to be so high in... At least 2. You have to almost be maxed out, I think, is what it is. Okay, inventory a little bit cleaner. So if we go to the stuff we have these beetle things. Eldritch Aim, Minor Endurance. See, for us, plus 15 accuracy for 10 seconds. But we also have things that give us accuracy. So let's go ahead and take that out. And... what should we put in? What do we need to use these scrolls? A lot of lore. And our character has 1. Okay, so the people that I thought are the ones that can use it. Which is not us. Iron Skin, War Paint, plus 15 accuracy, plus 10 damage. Okay. We might want to give us a war paint since there's 3 of them. 3 more, I mean. Does this require anything? It doesn't look like it. So we can just put that down, maybe? Let's see. We do have iron skin, which again, Eater and Aloth would probably need most of that. So let's take the traps out for Aloth. He has major regeneration for endurance. Yes, good. And then also let's give him a whoops. I pushed shift, I clicked shift and did that. Did that put it in here? Yeah, okay. So that does do that. I'm trying to figure out how to split them. Control? No. I figured it out one time and now I can't figure it out. I have no idea. See, he would be best with scrolls. Eater, I think, would be best for some traps. Because he can get up close. Damn darts don't do shit. So give him that one. He can also do those, so let's get rid of the traps. And he has a minor regeneration, I guess that's fine. I'm gonna take off the scroll of flames because that's okay, scroll of protection. 16 of 29. There we go. We may want to do some Tanglefoots. Take this one out to put a higher damage one in. Well, that's not very good. Okay, let's put in the fear one. What does that do again? Deflection until hit. I don't know if that's gonna help him too much. +3 lore, what's that gonna do for us? Ooh, paralysis. to all allies in the area of effect. Let's give them that. And then you have traps as well. The missiles, which hardly does anything. Four to 11 damage. God. Alright, do we have any better traps? Now the only other thing we have is Tanglefoot. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Go ahead and save.
Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
I don't know. You know, it's such a ring of unshackling times 3. Suppresses affliction. Whoops. Hostile effects suspended over 5 seconds. I mean, is it really that good? That's more endurance. Arcane dampener. I mean, I guess he can have it over the eternal funding. And then you can have the other two. Oh. Didn't realize that was in here. No wonder people just stand there. And he's aggressive. Yeah, he can be aggressive. Healing. Okay. Connor's been doing pretty good, so I'm gonna leave him as he is. And his we just did, right? I'm putting them at crowd control just because if there's a ton of enemies, I'd rather them try to use their abilities. Trying to control that, so.
I am trusting you to remain loyal to the gods in this. If you do not, you will have greater powers than me to answer to. But you will answer to me as well.
Broad belt of power. +2 might and resolve. Well. There you go, Eater.
I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
I guess we really don't have to be sneaky.
This is a missionary, same as I was. Taught the wrong things as I was. Osionis. They have held off many would-be invaders.
You are ready to give a confession?
I am ready to hear one from you.
Alright, we'll go ahead and save here so we don't have to walk through all that again.
Aye?
That's better.
Well? As you wish.
Yeah?
Following your lead. What?
How may I help?
Oh, we have to, okay.
What is it?
Yeah, that's what I figured it would do. Because I still haven't figured out how to really place my guys in a certain order. Because Aloth is always in front, and I do not want him to be. You've come to a circular room, grand and domed. Its walls lined with Adra and trimmed with copper. At the far end, a great pillar of Adra pierces the floor from below like a ragged spike, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Your thoughts are yours, and not yours, and they are all questions. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. At the base of the pillar stands Theos, a look of concern on his face as he notes your approach. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all others, spinning madly in your mind. But you don't dare ask it yet. You need some admission from him first, some hint of the veracity of your suspicions.
You are far from your post, Inquisitor. What brings you here?
Your mind races, weighing different angles of approach, your emotions barely in check. What is this place?
We are in a sanctum holy to Utica. There are others like it in service to the other gods. I come here often to pray for her counsel, and in this space I may be assured that she hears me.
Was Ivora telling the truth?
That woman sought only to destroy the foundations of peace and civility that my people sacrificed everything to build.
That machine behind you, what does it do?
It has many uses, but its purpose is to bring structure to the chaos that surrounds it.
All these statues, who are they of?
They are monuments to Utica's greatest servants among my people. I hope to join them myself one day, but my work is not yet complete.
Was the entire Inquisition based on a lie?
The Inquisition was based on the need to cut the flesh from a rotting wound.
You are shaking now. Having lost all patience for tact, no more evasions. You have to know everything you believed, everything you have done for the gods. Did you lie to me when you said the gods could end suffering? Theo says nothing. Are there no gods?
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked? Something men can turn to in their darkest moments when their days seem only like bridges from one tragedy to the next. Our gods are all these things.
Are there no gods?
We are in a sacred place within earshot of the gods themselves. This is not the time. You've been through much these past few months. You will return home and you will rest. When you feel you have recovered, you may rejoin us at the trials. The Inquisition is far from over, and I will have need of you. There are many who continue to spread the lies of the apostate. The Inquisition will not end until we have pronounced judgment on all of them.
His eyes linger on you, and there's no mistaking the threat behind it. And your rage shrinks at the image of an iron wheel in your mind, monolithic and caked with the dried blood of thousands. You do not ask your question again. Okay, this isn't bad for a battle. We're all in an actual line instead of one person's blocking everybody else.
How did you find it?
I didn't. It was Lady Webb.
Another in a string of acts of petty defiance. For all her knowledge, she always preferred spite over reason.
She loved you.
Then she should have obeyed. I ask one thing of all my followers. She was incapable. A waste of rare talent and intellect.
Blind obedience is a lot to ask of someone with a mind of their own.
What of your cohorts, then? They have followed you to their deaths. Is it loyalty that brings them here? Or is it, as my agents suggest, that they have no direction of their own? You worshipped Aethys, did you not?
Your spies are good. What gave me away? The cape?
Yet when your god needed you the most, you chose your country.
Eater frowns, irritated.
We were being invaded. Not by anyone who was acting like a god.
Then I should think your hometown gave you a hero's welcome when you returned.
They made cake. Hard to blame people for losing faith when it's the gods who are misbehaving.
The gods argue over how best to prevent Kith society from destroying itself. These disruptions would not be necessary were mortal instinct not so diseased. You have devoted yourself to studying the work of my people. Why?
Because I believe we can learn from the past and use that knowledge to better ourselves. I wanted Rauatai to surpass the Anguithins, build upon what they knew.
And did you ever consider that these were things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
I don't need to understand. I've seen what's become of your people. That's all the lesson I need.
You are living in the time of my people, Amawa. You owe them more than you will ever comprehend, and so it shall ever be.
It's really weird that some of the lines aren't voiced when it's like one line out of the entire dialogue tree. It's weird.
Greater civilizations than yours have attempted to reclaim what we buried. The greater their successes, the worse their fates in the end. I have seen to it. What of you, Orlin? My agents tell me you are far from home, both in distance and in years. Have your friends proven a worthy distraction from the pain of ostracism?
Ostracism? Is that the name for the groin rash your mother gave me? Don't fool yourself, old man. You know nothing about me.
Enlighten me, then. Is it Gallowayne you serve, or is it Wau?
I give both gods their due service, but I am servant to neither.
But such difficulty on the way. If you had only accepted that perhaps you were fit to serve neither god, just as you were unfit to serve your tribe, you might have saved yourself the trouble.
My tribe was unfit to serve me. And yes, I'm not fit to serve any god. I need only serve myself. Can you claim that, Theos? Are you your own master, or are you just Woodika's wet nurse?
I serve all people, better than they will ever know. Better to live a competent servant than an incompetent master.
Darren stares at Theos with a beast snarl. Theos watches him calmly.
You built a weapon that delivered exactly as promised.
I served my goddess as you did yours.
Yet the other builders were slain, 11 of a dozen. Why not you? Were you somehow different? Redeemable in your god's sight?
There was a message there,
whether she meant it or not.
Or was it merely that your goddess wanted you dead as well, and your delusions of importance prevented you from seeing the obvious?
A whore's beguiling charms, nothing more. But the spell's broke now, Theos. The trial's over. I know friend from foe. And I've come here now to see a foe repaid.
You were able to destroy a god because another god wished it. Without her hand to guide you, you could not strike at a god any more than you could strike the sky. You are impotent, and not just from the pox. State your name and purpose, young acolyte.
My name belonged to the gods and my hand to their service. No more.
You serve none but yourself. Without contact with your order, you can have no higher purpose. Only the base concerns of the flesh. You have cast yourself from our ranks.
And I should have done it years before. I'd rather live in uncertainty than servitude.
And that uncertainty would lead you where it leads everyone. To doubt, to emptiness, to the many cruelties inspired by disbelief. You will have to forgive your Grandmaster for remaining skeptical of his initiate's choices. You are here because you are lost. The gods cannot reach everyone, I'm afraid. May you fare better in your next lives. I gather you have had your soul awakened. Why else would you shadow my footsteps like some stray mongrel? You think I have something to offer you, but our business was concluded long ago.
Let's see. Our business will conclude when you have told me what I wish to know.
I answered your questions once. That your soul is not fit to accept the answers is of little concern to me. I lied to no one. Not to you, not to anyone. The gods are real. They are everything we need them to be, and the world is better for it.
You have lied to everyone, yourself most of all.
I have no illusions about the costs involved. But what your brief lifespan obscures is that it is what must be done. The heart of this country has skipped a beat, nothing more. I have done far worse. I plunged the peaceful kingdom of Telosus into civil war. I slew the monarch of Desantio, whose people never knew hardship under his rule, and replaced him with a cruel despot who brought them to ruin. When plague arrived at the great city of Arborensis, I saw to it that the cure did not. They piled their dead outside the city in heaps that rose above their walls.
Nothing could justify these atrocities.
That's where you are mistaken. There was a time, back when your soul was still a shapeless mist, when the world believed only in false gods. Thousands of them. Gods that told them to take slaves. Gods that told them to make war upon their neighbors and devour the slain. Gods that told them to burn their children alive and cover themselves in the ashes as a sign of their faith. But all that changed when they learned of the true gods. Our gods. All those misshapen, bestial instincts melted beneath the radiance of our god's majesty. You could see it in their eyes. That dull emptiness replaced with the glimmer of a kindled spark.
The spark of false hope.
There is no false hope. Only hope for things that never come. Have you imagined this existence? The one the apostate would have created. We are not all so virtuous as she. Without our gods, the most wicked, the most tyrannical, they would take that power for themselves. But more than that, it would be a hollow existence. All mysteries forever unanswered. All purposes constructed from meaninglessness. No endings to bring closure. Only a wheel, turning without mercy, grinding our spirits to dust.
You underestimate people.
For all my years, I have seen exactly what they are
Disposition.
capable of. What
What
the
is that?
apostate asked was beyond any man. All I have seen, the millennia of experience. I will not be dissuaded from this course. This is the only way.
At least admit it. Admit to me that the gods are not true gods. I need to hear it from you.
You have not thought this through. There is no leaving this place for you. I allowed it once, but you have made it all too clear what a mistake my mercy was. With your soul and thousands of others, I will see this world purged of its suffering. Hear me, Woedica. Your servant calls for aid. Roach 10!
Quest failed. The Trials of Durance. Well, shit. Did not know we could fail a companion's quest. By doing the main one. Or maybe we failed because we chose the wrong answers or something? I'm not sure. He's resistant to blinded, charmed, confused, dazed, dominated, frightened, petrified, sickened, stunned, terrified, weakened, hobbled, paralyzed, stuck, and prone. So he's resistant to basically everything. Not poison though. These are vessels. Well, they're immune to everything. Well, no, wait. He's resistant to a lot of stuff, not immune. They're immune to charm, confused, disease, dominated, poison, sickened, and unconscious. Basically, because they're statues, it seems like they're resistant to anything that a living being would be good at. Alright, we'll do this first. So Durance, with this one, right now he'll hit one of them. Where is he? He's right here. Let's have him move to right there. Let's have you give everybody the wooden skin. There we go. Aloth. Let's see about using some of these scrolls first. Maelstrom does pretty good, basically, burn, freeze, and shock. Where is Aloth? Right there. So let's go for him first. Eater. Should Eater go for Theos, or should he go for one of these damn statues? Maybe let's have him go for a statue first. Kana, you can go ahead and hit him. And I think that has everybody doing everything besides Durance, but I want him to be able to get both of these guys because they're vessels. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, they both have lost one. He's lost one. Once I use these, I'm gonna try and use one of these on him. Okay, so since he's used that, let's see if we can get something else that kind of knocks them down. I know this well, but what about any singular spells? Or a scroll, perhaps? Maybe Tanglefoot? this. Oh, it's so freaking weird, man. I mean, this obviously hits him, but... Alright, let me see. Oh, but this is for poison, really. So really the Wall of Thorns isn't gonna help us much. Easier targets. That might be pretty good. Can't get... Oh, we can't get both of them? Okay. Ooh. They're going for him super quick, probably because, I mean, he's right there. I need him to kind of go over there. He's still using okay. So he's resistant to paralyze. But what about frightened? Yes, but not very much. So let's go ahead and do that. See if it'll work. Alright, let's use the crush one on him. See if I can get him down. I'm gonna wait till the 5 so we can get the Drake. Just give everybody... Should we do it yet? Everybody still has the skin, I think. Yeah, for another 15 seconds, so we won't worry about that yet. So let's not use any of these spells just now. Alright, let me see. Does decent damage. Can't ever use the pig one. I don't understand why. They are strong. And look, we're down. Alos going down. I'm not sure what he got hit with, to be honest. Oh, he went down. Okay, so Aeloth is also down again. Probably our heaviest hitter. He's our glass cannon. Unfortunately, he's down. Durance, I guess, didn't get the withdrawal on him quick enough. Where is Durance? Durance is right here. How does he have such a low percentage of hitting him? He's like 5 feet away. We do have him doing something right. Yeah, he's giving everyone stone skin.
Following your orders.
Almost had it.
I suppose.
Did he just hit him? I think so. Oh man, I was trying to get Aeloth up, not me. By the way, I had no idea I could revive my guys. And down. See, that's the crazy thing. He hit me with something, or he hit Heravius with something, brought him down to about right here on his endurance. I go to him just to click on the him to transform, he transforms kind of immediately, but then he seems to be so fast that he immediately hit him with something else and went down. It's crazy to me. Oh, the Drake has some powers as well.
That's down!
Okay. You know what I probably should have done? Maybe move people away and then hit them with like stuck and paralyzed. Cause wow. Well, 3 people. Oh, they just fell. Guys, what do you?
Yes? Yes? Roak 10!
Immediately went down.
Following your lead.
This thing is doing the job.
Wow. Alright, so once he gets down to a certain amount of health, I'm guessing, he transforms himself into one of these guys. Now, we've been fighting these guys primarily for the time. I've only been using I only use the bear and myself primarily to fight him. I used everybody else on these 2 guys. They've both only been taken down 1 bar of health using everybody else. So I feel like this is gonna be insanely tough.
Roak 10!
Othic learned it wrong!
They're both at 1. This Drake, I don't know how long it's gonna last, so that's why I want to summon another one. This one just got to 1. This one's been at 1, so I feel like this one's almost dead. I've tried this so many times.
Yes?
Lavaro.
Oh, one's down. Okay. Oh, but he's back up. Oh, these are all against us now. That's awesome. He's confused, I guess. Wow, he's still at 4 bars of health. That's insane. He still can't do anything.
Hey.
Wow, so he's down again. And I like how it doesn't really... It's not showing me anything about... It's just like white blocks. Come on now, game. Jesus. He's literally used everything he can. Except for that one. God. I like how I defeated both of those guys decently enough, and he is just slaughterhouse. Okay, good. He got all of his back. Unfortunately, he is pretty much out of everything. All he can do now is attack. Yeah. Aloth is still trying to do that for God. Wow, I forgot about all these scrolls.
How may I help?
Forgive me, Utica.
Oh. God, it took me so long. At your feet rests the body of Theos, hollow, the dense wrinkles shaped by the silent shouldering of an eternal burden now smooth across his color-drained face. His soul remains still for the moment, defenseless, its energy expended in defeat. It lies sprawled across his body like a death shroud.
All those lifetimes spent to preserve a single vital secret. I can't imagine having that much certainty.
I hope this is the end, but what's to stop him from being born again with the same ill intent? And before you suggest the option, no, I'm not eating his soul. I'll put almost anything in my mouth, but not that.
Some point, you have to look at the things your god is telling you to do. And ask yourself if it's worth it.
He spent his lives, more than any of us will ever know. For what? Binding the world to a lie. Could a man like that ever be redeemed?
Explore Theos' soul. With a deep breath, you plunge into Theos' soul, and where in Brackenbury it had been a maze of narrow corridors and dead ends, now it is expansive and borderless, its walls crumbling into heaps like the ruins of Inglith. As you pass through them, you travel for what seems like ages, rushing to a known destination, a memory you glimpsed once before. At last you see it, no more than a pinprick of light at the end of the long tunnel, expanding slowly at first, then quickly as you near. You come out in the room you are standing in now, but it is new and pristine, and filled with people, thousands of them, all turned towards the great Adra pillar and the machine that encases it. Theos stands at the machine, and you are one with him now. You look out at the crowd, at faces of shriveled old men and cherub-cheeked little girls, at mothers bouncing infants to quiet them, and fathers clasping their children's restless hands and watching you with somber acceptance. A woman with tears in her eyes gives you a small nod. You turn back toward the machine, your breath constricted beneath the weight of unwanted knowledge, preparing yourself to set out alone on a journey without end. You close your eyes and open them again to find the machine still in front of you, beckoning. You take your place in front of it and place your hands upon a large mechanical disc at the base of the great crystal column, and speak a single word. Giant rings creak to life, building speed, setting arrays of carved draconic mouths aglow, and sending tremors through the platform beneath you. The entire room shakes now with the force of the accelerating machine, all sound drowned out by its deep, deafening thrum. Brilliant tendrils of light arc toward outward from the pillar in all directions. And you look over your shoulder to see them engulfing the crowd, burning them brightly like hot iron. One by one the tendrils disappear, leaving ashen effigies where people once stood, many of them disintegrating into gray heaps under the stress of the tremors. You look above to the Adra pillar, and a glowing spherical mass has begun to coalesce atop the column where the arcs converge. It grows and pulses, translucent and bulbous, like some immense chrysalis suspended in slow rotation, as though it were being spun from the arc's light. When the last arc disappears, the spectral mass hangs a moment, no longer rotating, so bright you must shield your eyes with an outstretched hand, and it seems as though it is looking at you. You bow your head in acknowledgement, and look back up to see it melt into the pillar. Like warm candle wax, the pillar flares with a flash of light, bright as the sun itself, then fades to darkness. The machine slows down to an abrupt halt, and when the last echo of its grinding cogs has passed, the chamber is still, and you are alone. From all sides, reality begins to bleed in through the memory, and you find yourself in your own skin once more, looking down on Theos' lifeless body. You sense a listlessness to Theos' soul, an overwhelming fatigue that hinders its immediate escape and makes it vulnerable to manipulation. You feel as though your victory has given you some kind of hold over it, and you are able to do with it as you please. Let's see, we can return it to the cycle. You remember this, Theos. Remember that no man can hide the truth forever, and all you've done was done in futility. Your memory shall be your penance. Tear soul apart. I do not envy you, Theos. I, of all people, realize the sway memories can hold. It is time you are granted peace. Banish his soul to Braith Aemon. Theos IX Arcanon. There can be no forgiveness for your deeds, only justice. You shall escape judgment no longer. Destroy all memories contained within. Your memory makes you a slave to your own past. Perhaps it can be undone, but it can be forgotten. It shall trouble neither of us any longer. Tear his soul apart. From, what, Hellraiser? You caused me great suffering, Theos. You do not deserve to exist. Ooh. I wonder if there's, like, a good or a bad, like, one. I feel like the first one will return it to the cycle.
You've let him off too easily, Watcher. I would have left such scars on his soul that he'd have begged escape from the wheel's turn.
I suppose we'll see if he can rise above that.
You can feel the pull of the intricate Adra capillaries that rise up from the depths below the chamber. Many are bound up with the great pillar and would pass to Wotica, but some are filled with the souls of the dead, bound for somewhere else entirely, and you know these are paths of rebirth. Stretching your presence as far as your spirit will allow, you make contact with one such path, and between it and yourself, you open up with what feels like a long tunnel, sheer and undulating, like the gullet of some enormous beast. You shift your focus to Theos' soul, clinging weakly to its vanquished shell, and with all your concentration, you wrench it free and send it hurtling through the channel until it passes into the Adra vein and can be felt no more. In the stillness that follows, a single word echoes through your mind, a word you spoke when you were one with Theos in an ancient memory. You realize it is the word that activates the machine.
Well?
Astounding. I always knew the Leaden Key stood for something big, but I didn't quite realize what I'd gotten myself into. And now, you're in the middle of something even bigger. The decision that will affect millions. But even if you send the souls somewhere specific now, who knows what the next turn of the wheel will make of them? We can't really control what happens to them. Nor should we try. I had to see the monster Theos had become to realize that.
Maybe so.
It's your decision, of course. And whatever you decide, I'm glad our paths crossed in Gilded Vale.
Theos, he had hold of your soul from a long time back, seems like. You get what you needed from him?
I'm beyond those needs now.
Feels good, doesn't it? Got enough to worry about as it is. You'll be feeling better soon then. Good. That's real good. You got it figured out what you're going to do about all that?
I think so.
Got a lot of people out there thinking they've been abandoned by their gods. There's not much that'll put the fear in you more than that. You can take my word for it. If it was in my power, and I know it's not, but if it was, I'd find a way to give them the courage to face it. Not because they think there's some god looking out for them, but because they've just got it in them. And after what you've been through, though, I'm sure you got your own ideas. Better make it good.
The end of the road greets us at last. You fared well, Watcher. Better than any Watcher has right to. Seems you were afield in need of a flame's cleansing. But with that trial's end, a new one begins. A God's trial. And I will stand in judgment without mercy.
We've come to the end of it, my friend. It has been an honor to walk this road with you, and I will regret our parting.
I'll return, I think, to Rattay. The Dyrwood can keep what mysteries it still holds. I miss my people, my family. Perhaps in time, your own travels will make you further afield. If you should ever find that the sand beneath your feet is that of Takawa, seek me out and you can tell me what other impossible things you have accomplished. So he's leaving? God damn it, we haven't finished your quest.
Victory looks good on you. There was a blur about your soul that lingers no more. Seems putting Theos to rest has given you some measure of inner peace. Of course, now you need to decide what to do with these trapped souls.
But I speak out of turn, he says with a blush. This is your decision, my Watcher friend. You should trust your own instincts. I am honored to have been a part of your journey, regardless of what happens next.
Yes.
Oh, probably go to the machine, right? Yeah. With your companions bearing witness, you step up to the place where Theos once stood before his people long ago. The great machine lies in front of you, idle ready. You have seen this machine and others like it in operation. You understand how it works. It is a device for directing souls. As a Watcher, it would be a simple matter to influence that direction. Though as big as the machine is, it may be the last thing you ever do. Speak the command to activate the machine. There's a shrieking of stone grinding against stone as old cogs loosen and begin to turn. You have only moments before the souls will be sent into the Adra vein. This will be your only chance at redirecting them. Send the souls back into the reincarnation cycle. Return the souls to the bodies they were intended for. Entropically disintegrate the souls, ending their existence. Distribute the essence to existing souls in Dyrwood to strengthen them. Return the souls to the bodies they were intended for, probably. Right? You close your eyes and expand your perception outward, taking in the immense totality of the tens of thousands of souls orbiting the chamber. Your grasp on the souls is tenuous. You find yourself fighting to keep them all within your influence, and you can feel them slipping away from you as the machine gains speed. Won the game. A brief moment comes when it feels as though you hold all of them at once, and their force is so great it feels as though they will tear you apart. In that moment, you dedicate your entire being to bending their orbit, channeling their flow in a new direction.
At your command, the ancient device became your instrument, spinning to life with deafening resonance and gathering up the swirling essence like thread on a great spindle. There, in the pale, pulsing glow of the machine that set you on this path long ago, you summoned all your strength, focusing on your objective and blocking out all else. With a single concussive blast that rocked the chamber and sent you tumbling to the ground, you freed the souls from their stasis. Exhausted, your consciousness slipping away, your last sight was of the machine, dark and dormant. Then your eyes closed, and sleep welcomed you at long last. After coming to and searching for some time, you discovered the route Theos used to enter Sun in Shadow, and embarked on a long and arduous ascent back to the surface. You emerged in Ter Evron after days of tunneling through the rubble Theos had left behind, and when you stepped into the daylight, you were faced with a different Dyrwood than the one you had left. At your direction, the souls diverted by Theos were guided back to the vessels originally meant for them. For the first time, parents of hollow-born children woke to the cries of their infants and looked into their eyes to see them staring back. People fell to their knees where they stood, thanking Helia or Mogren, or even Aethys for their forgiveness of whatever guilt they felt they bore.
Hey,
But
at
for
least
all
that's
the
good.
relief that had come to some parents, others only found new grief. For many thousands of Hollowborn had died during Wydwin's legacy, many by their parents' own hands. For those children, there would be no homecoming.
Wow.
Yet the last Hollow birth was in the past now, and those parents willing to risk trying for a new child were frequently rewarded, often with twins. Many felt they saw Helia's hand in it, and the year would be remembered as the Year of Helia's Splendor. It is said that Galawain is the enforcer of the gods, and is known to hunt down those who wrong them. To wrong Galawain, then, is truly to wake the beast, and the Father of Monsters took great umbrage at your broken promise to him. Along with Mogren and Abidan, Galawain embarked upon a more direct approach to claiming his quarry. In the months that followed, the frontier settlements of Deerwood were inexplicably attacked by packs of beasts and monsters, suddenly organized and unafraid to approach Kith on their own land. Many such villages were all but destroyed by the time troops could be dispatched from local garrisons.
Oops.
Those that weren't destroyed by the beasts of Galawain often found themselves at the mercy of the fires of Mogren. A dry spell throughout Deerwood led to a rash of forest fires on a scale not seen since the War of Black Trees, and many settlements paid the price for their proximity to the wilderness. In the cities, meanwhile, dabblers in animancy who had placed souls into golems and other moving vessels soon found that their creations had risen up against them. Such constructs terrorized their surroundings, killing indiscriminately and often in great numbers before being subdued. Gilded Vale remained under the harsh rule of Lord Radric, who reigned unopposed after the death of his cousin Kolsch. He continued to terrorize the people of Gilded Vale, looking for Aerthasians in their midst. But to Radric, the sudden and unexpected end to Wydwin's legacy came as a sign of the success and righteousness of his efforts, and in time his own people came to believe it too. He relaxed his use of authority, no longer seeing his own people as potential threats, and Gilded Vale began to regain some of its old luster. Following the assassinations of Duke Avar Wulfgren and Lady Webb, Defiance Bay was thrown into political upheaval. In the ensuing weeks, the streets had become the domain of looters and blackguards. Few dared to step outside their own doors alone or unarmed. But order was soon re-established by the Knights of the Crucible, who, despite their depleted numbers, had gained favor in the public eye for their role in the unraveling of the conspiracy surrounding Wydwin's legacy, and were quickly reinforced by returning forces from Fleetbreaker Castle. For the Knights, their resurgence marked a return to the tradition as well. Having seen firsthand the dangers presented by dabblers in animancy, the Order quickly abolished the practice internally, preferring the familiarity of their hammers and forges to the uncertainties of Essence and Adra. Their identity rediscovered, the Knights suppressed their political aspirations and began once again to train their recruits in the art of blacksmithing, recapturing the post-revolutionary ideals of Deerwood and regaining the respect of its citizens as a result. Though the machine atop Ter Noaneth had been disabled, it had not seen its last use. Heritage Hill was rebuilt, and no sooner had the first families moved in to resettle the district than members of the Leaden Key, acting under standing orders from their Grand Master, climbed the tower and reactivated the machine. The initiates slew a handful of the new settlers under cover of night, and watched as history repeated itself, the victims reanimating and devouring the survivors. After this second incident, the district would remain abandoned. The Duke's assassination at the apparent hands of an animancer had caused catastrophic rioting in the streets of Defiance Bay. But those who had escaped the melee in the palace hearings remembered the testimonies of the strange guest who had shown up that day and absolved animancy, implicating the Leaden Key instead. The rumor spread quickly, and soon the popular belief was that the assassin had been a Leaden Key spy. When the legacy had lifted, people came to see it not as a sign that the riots had been according to the gods' wishes, as Theos had hoped, but as a confirmation that animancy had never been the source of the problem in the first place. Deerwoodans instead convinced themselves that the riots had somehow purged Defiance Bay of Leaden Key spies, and that the end of Whitewind's legacy was their well-deserved reward. The rage against Animancers was quickly forgotten, and those who had survived were permitted to return to Brackenbury Sanitarium and rebuild it so they might resume their studies. The fortress of Cadnua emerged as a bastion of security in the midst of an untamed land, becoming the envy of every thane and earl in Deerwood. Legend grew over time of its impregnability, and stories of formidable invaders easily scattered by the keep's defenses became popular around the hearths of Deerwoodinians. Likewise, it also became a beacon to travelers, merchants, and visiting dignitaries alike. Reputed as the finest fortress in all Deerwood, people would journey from near and distant lands alike to experience its fabled hospitality and grandeur. Adair chose not to return home to Gilded Vale. Still most comfortable far from cities, he settled in Deerford, which, like many towns in the Deerwood, was beginning the slow process of rebuilding. Believing now that it was the obligation of Kith to be the leaders their gods had not, Adair was soon named mayor of the town, and under his guidance, Deerford soon began to prosper. He expelled the last of the Scanites from the area and drew new settlers with the offer of land, a trick he had learned from someone he otherwise preferred to forget. With each passing day, Deerford would come to more closely resemble the Gilded Vale of Adair's childhood, the one worthy of its name.
Yeah, that's
When the
good for
dust
him.
settled in Sun and Shadow, Aloth looked upon the remains of Theos Ixarchanon, his former master. He saw where the Grand Master had gone wrong and what would be required to undo the harm Theos had wrought. With a flick of his wrist, he burned Theos's robe, headdress, and every other symbol of the man's power. Never again, he vowed, should Kith live in fear and blind obedience to an authority they did not understand. Armed with the knowledge and courage he had gained on his journeys with the Watcher, he set out on the long and lonely task of dismantling the Leaden Key. After all that he had learned in the Watcher's company, Kana Rua could no longer see meaning in his pursuit of the Tanvi Oratoa. He decided to leave what remained of it within the depths of the Endless Paths and return home. Kana bid the Watcher farewell and sailed back to Rawatai, spending the tempestuous journey reflecting on the time he had lost to the pursuit of falsehoods. His family found Kana much changed, his fiery excitement replaced with a weary solemnity. Determined to change his wandering ways, Kana took up a quiet life as a lorekeeper at the college, teaching young students the traditions of their people. With Theos defeated and the souls released from Sun and Shadow, healthy children were born once again in the Deerwood. The grieving mother sought a place where she might do penance for the birthing bell. She returned to Deerford, where, to the astonishment of the villagers, she delivered the first healthy child in over a decade. She remained there, and with each new birth, she saw a measure of hope restored to the Deerwood, and a measure of grace for her own troubled past. Durrance continued to blame Woodica for the atrocities of the Saints' War. Believing Magrin to have been a pawn in the machinations of the Queen that was, and feeling that Theos's expulsion had been a step towards reconciliation with his goddess, Durrance tried for a time to reopen communication with her. When only silence came, he took it as a condemnation of his continued existence. Ultimately, he built a pyre and threw himself upon it, using his own shattered staff as kindling.
Jeez.
You and Sagani never found Persoc together. The Adra figurine had gone dark by the time they emerged from Sun and Shadow, and it was another month before Sagani finally accepted that Persoc's trail had gone cold again. Her search took her beyond the Deerwood and as far as the Living Lands. She saw the great coastal cities of Rawatai and the ruins of Old Valia, absorbing the details of these strange and distant lands. 20 years passed before the Adra figurine finally glowed again. When it did, she followed its signal to a quiet hamlet on the outskirts of Adir. There, she met a young farmer and told her of her past as an elder of Masuk. Sagani returned to a village that had forgotten her face, but remembered her story. Masuk greeted her with cautious warmth, and Sagani found that their ways had become strange to her. She also learned that Kalu had perished of winter fever a few years before, and her middle child, Najuo, had died in a raid. But she found her daughter Yakona a hunter and mother of 3, and her son Malak a builder of mighty walls. In them, she came to find her place in the village, and the familiar contours of a world that had changed in her absence. For you, the death of Theos brought an end to your waking visions, and a silence to the whispers of the past. In their absence, you were able to sleep. The questions of a distant lifetime ceased to trouble your soul. All that remained was what to make of the answer. But at the moment, there was little to be done, and the matter would have to wait. A long journey loomed ahead.
So, I did not realize that not completing all of our companions' quests were going to result in not great things for them. Luckily, Aloth and Eater, the two that I kind of just cared for the most, we did finish and they ended up good. Knowing that, I would have done their stuff, but I mean, god damn it. And then also, because I kept taking long breaks, I would keep forgetting what had happened in the story and what things were. So we didn't really choose great things, like letting that one dude rule instead of his cousin or whatever. And a couple of other choices weren't good, but again, I just kept taking long breaks. I needed to kind of finish it. If I were to have played it over, I wouldn't have taken breaks, and I would have probably chosen different things and done all of the companion quests. Overall, though, it was a fantastic game. Obsidian did a great job with it. Because I'm not familiar with magic and everything in these games, and I don't really like the real-time aspect. I like turn-based better. I wasn't really great at it, and I need to learn more about all that kind of stuff, so when we go into the next one, which will be a ways away, hopefully I'll be a little bit better at it. But we do still have both DLCs, which I think is around another 16 hours of content. So yeah. I think that's all I'll do, though, is those 2 DLCs, and that'll be it. I don't think I'm going to go into any more side stuff, just because I want to get it done and start on a different game. So yeah, that's a lot of backers. That's how fast it'll go, too. But overall, it was a great game. A lot of reading. The second one I know is fully voice acted. So that'll be much better. Pillars of Eternity. This is going to be a really long ending video too, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Out now on Switch. Yeah. I had a good time with it. Again, sorry about all the breaks, but yeah. Have a great day and I'll see you. Bye.